I'm Susan Burton, and Christine and I met in a private Facebook group where we were both getting business and spiritual coaching. I think that's a good description.
Yeah, that's a good description.
And she's been a role model for me of how to heal ourselves. That's the right word I've started to use. She's helped me think about my word choices too. She's been a role model about how to heal ourselves. And even this week, she had a day where she had some serious, maybe food poisoning, and she is already back. And so we all can do that someday, be able to continue on and work and recover. And I'm still not there yet. If I have something like that, I'd probably be down for a week or two, like not able to do anything.
Well, it's good to have the backup support that I had, because I had Leah here to manage the files and things, so I didn't have to think really hard. She was putting everything up that I needed.
Yes,
it was lovely. Yeah, it was lovely to have a group yesterday, all live here together. So yeah, it's great when we're able to interact. And I know that people can still watch the replays in Facebook, but for us doing this thing, it is wonderful to have people present.
And I love how your team participates so actively, because I've gotten to know Leah, and that's just really special. And she just brings so much joy and beauty to Fibro Coach.
She certainly does. She certainly does, and a lot of energy. And not only her, because Lance is doing some work for us now. He has done some work on the website. He has done a lot of work on our lives. He edits them and puts them all up here. He edits if any mistakes that are in them, so we have that safety valve. And he's doing a lot of extra work for us. So that's really good to have a family. And their son was born on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
So we share a birthday on Monday. And, we're not going to be able to share cake.
Well, you could eat cake at the same time. That probably means you would be eating cake in the middle of the night, and he would be having his in the afternoon or something. Because they're in the Philippines. So Leia and her family. Time difference.
And we need to credit Leah with staying with us to start these things at 1 a.m. her time. So yeah, and she does this regularly. So yeah, she's the superstar. I couldn't start something at 1 a.m. in the morning consistently. So yeah, I'm happy.
Thank you. I just wanted to explain for anybody that was listening on Facebook or catches part of the replay. My role. It's
and your role is bigger than just our paths together, the way we met, because you have proofread the program, so you've been intimately involved in the creation of the program, and I certainly salute you for that. I wouldn't have been able to do the other things that I was able to do while you were doing the editing. So thank you. Yeah, we've got a very active team. So this is Thanksgiving in America. And Susan, what are you doing for Thanksgiving other than joining us?
I have to think. I switched over to my blue blocker glasses where I block blue screen, which Christine sent me a pair and told me how important that is. And that has really helped eye strain on a computer. So I am not really celebrating. It's long, and it's a long, complicated story, and it has to do with some of what comes up in FibroCoach.Online in the course, because I've had the opportunity to proofread it. Sort of ancestral, being connected to something bigger than ourselves spiritually. Yeah, and some of my family background that has caused me pain. And so my ancestral background that caused me pain, that in the last 4 or 5 years, I've made a conscious decision not to celebrate the holiday, but I honor those who do, because gratitude is so important to me. Exactly. It changed my life. I have a niece, not by blood, but by friendship, and 20 some years ago, her parents were frustrated that so this little Thanksgiving story, her parents were frustrated because they were giving her a lot of wonderful, fun and educational opportunities. And she just kept asking for more. So I said, well, I will call you every night that I'm able. And because I was long distance from her at the time. And we will think of 3 things we were grateful for that happened.
Wonderful.
Now she didn't keep the practice up, but but it keeps informing my life, and it's been very helpful because even some of the roots of my illness, I can see the spiritual meaning in them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how spirit sent those lessons and illnesses to me for a very good reason, so that I could heal myself and also heal my mother who's deceased, which might sound crazy. But
no, it doesn't. We all die. I mean, it's going to happen.
But my mom suffered a lot in her life. And if I'm able to do what she used to tell me when I say, what should I be when I grow up? She would say, I want you to be happy. So I have that gift from her. And she did not have a happy life except for maybe a few years here and there. So if I heal myself spiritually, emotionally, physically, then I'm healing her because
that's great.
Her DNA. So thank you.
Thank you. So do you see anybody in the group, Leah, that we should be saying hello to? No? Okay, that's fine.
Yes, we got Joanne.
We've got Joanne.
Yes.
Hi, Joanne.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to the American ladies, she said.
Great. And Joanne, you're welcome to join us live in Zoom if you want. Just let Leah know and she'll send you the link if you want to. And you're certainly perfectly welcome to just stay there in Facebook too. I'm just giving you the choice. Yeah, Susan, you are frozen. We're back to your picture.
Yes.
So today, what we're going to do is do some work on gratitude because it's Thanksgiving. And gratitude is one of the highest emotions. And when we're in a place of gratitude, we can actually change our lives. And 3 of my favorite teachers on this are Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and Joe Dispenza. And they're all scientists. I think at least 2 of them are doctors, not medical doctors, PhD, and the other is a medical doctor. So they're extremely intelligent, extremely well-read. Bruce Lipton was on the team that cloned sheep first. So he definitely knows how we humans work. And among the 3 of them, I've been, watching their videos and reading their books and doing their meditations and all that stuff. What I've learned about is that gratitude is such an important emotion that if we put ourselves in a place of gratitude where we're actually thankful for the results that we're getting before we're getting them, we're actually calling them forth. So when you are picturing your future healthy self and feeling into that, it's actually causing it to happen. And we are, and not just philosophically, this isn't just something that's law of attraction, kind of mystical energy work. That's true. That's certainly part of it. But part of it is because our heart and brain are so connected. And so when we feel gratitude, we're affecting our brain, we're affecting how everything works, and we're changing our body chemistry. So if you want a lot of details on that work, any of those 3 men have just so much information to share with us. I'd like to talk a little bit about heart-brain coherence. And this is something that was created by the Heart Math Institute. And they have discovered by doing all kinds of scientific studies, measuring the heart, measuring the brain. And I don't mean measuring the size, but measuring waves that come off it. So we're measuring the energy from the heart and the brain. And also physically, there's been a lot of research and peer-reviewed studies done on the heart, and it's been discovered that the heart has neurons, and neurons are brain cells. So we have brain cells in our brain, and we have brain cells in our heart. And so our heart and brain can connect, can communicate directly, because they're both, they both have the same cells with the function of communicating. And these neurons are around the valves of the heart. So with every time we're circulating blood, as the blood is going in one part of the heart and out of the other part of the heart, it's pumping. Okay, that's because it's the pump, and it's got a rhythm to this, and so this rhythm goes through all of our body, and in so doing, it can change all of us. So it's really quite remarkable. So what they suggest to do in order to get your brain and your heart on the same wavelength is to do what's called heart-brain coherence. Okay, and so you breathe slowly. You just breathe in, nothing fancy, and breathe out. And what this does is just slow things down a little. And as you do it, you find yourself getting a little more in your body. So you're leaving your head a little bit and getting into your heart. And what you can do is just place your hand on your heart and breathe as if you're breathing from your heart. And just intend the connection between the heart and the brain. And intend the gratitude that we feel for everything that's in our life, to inform our brain and to inform all of our body as the blood pumps through us, so that we become gratitude. Because while our lives might have some problems, some issues, overall, life is quite amazing, and there's a lot of wonder in it, a lot of joy. And the more we're grateful for it, the more we open ourselves to receive more that is worthy of gratitude. And as Susan mentioned just a few minutes ago, she said that, what did she say? I can't remember the exact words. In fact, I lost the whole train of thought. Susan, what did you say that was so wise that just threw the thought right out of my head?
Was it about being grateful for my illness? Because
yes,
it gives me the opportunity to heal my ancestral line, and grateful. My mother died in 2006. I was in my 40s at the time. And grateful that she told me when I was a child, when I would say, what should I be when I grow up? Because I was obsessed with what job I should have when I was a grown up and what I should study in college. And she said, I just want you to be happy. So even amidst all her pain and all of her physical, mental, emotional suffering, I'm so grateful that that was her consistent answer to that question.
That's wonderful.
And I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to be sick and to learn to heal from you and other experiences I've had prior to meeting you. So because she didn't have that opportunity, she died of a cancer in her 60s and spent a lot of her life sick. And so I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to heal.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's exactly the point that I wanted to make. And it's a point that in the program, later in the program, I talk about all that I learned from having fibromyalgia. And it taught me so much. It taught me to, instead of fighting pain, to kind of listen to it and find out what it's telling you. Because pain is, I mean, literally a message from God telling us that there's something that we need to address. And that's not to say that it's in our heads. I mean, this is how we work. We are spirit, And when spirit recognizes that, something's not going quite right in life, it'll give us messages. And pain is a really good one. I mean, not good in that it's enjoyable, but it's really good in that it's an effective way to get our attention. And fatigue is another very effective way to get our attention. And we can find that when we address the problems that are underneath our pain, we can solve those. And the other thing that pain can do for us, that's actually a gift, is that it can open us up to spiritual growth, to personal growth. Because a lot of people, it's when they get sick, it's when they're having a crisis that they start to kind of wake up, that they start to become aware of their consciousness, to where they fit in the planet and how connected we all are. And that's a gift that comes from being ill. I mean, it's a big gift. It's a big price that we pay to get the gift. But it's my theory is that we pay the big price for this gift because there's something we're meant to do, and we aren't doing it. So from my perspective, I was going down a wrong path. And so life said, thou shalt get sick. And going through that whole thing changed who I was. I was totally in my head before, very business, very, it was work. I was a workaholic. And when I could no longer work, I lost my identity. But that made me seek a new one. And it made me seek for the meaning in life. And it opened me to a lot. And so while it was painful to go through, at the other end of it, it's easy to see the gifts in it for me. And I hope that we'll be sharing a lot of gifts with the members of our group and the members of our community as healing journeys continue and others get to be at the point where they're not in the middle of the suffering, but have gone past it and have broken through and had the aha moments of, oh, I learned this, because this happened. I now know that I'm here to do this work. And when we find our purpose, it just energizes our life in a way that is really quite remarkable. So thanks for the assist on that, Susan. Apparently I'm not back 100% because my brain's not all here. But,
I certainly understand. And I think when we reach out to others in Fibro Coach or other places in our lives, and understand that our coaches and our therapists and our true healers, not the ones who give us 5 minutes in their office and put something in a computer file, but our true healers, our coaches and other loving forces in our life, maybe a church for someone or a synagogue or a temple, that everybody within that healing community, role models that they get sick too. And that's important. That's important for us to see that they are human too, because if we put our coaches and healers on a pedestal, we will heal more slowly. I believe.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely true. And it's good to know that your healer or coach has been through something that had to be healed. There's a little bit of credibility in that we don't just talk. We've actually been through something and made it better.
And I can tell the difference when I, somebody that just went in, and I, like most oncologists I've met, they've had somebody die of cancer in their life before they ever went into med school. So they're drawn to it with a true desire to heal. But there are people who have entered the medical community that don't have as much loving, healing energy as people who've been through it and then want to give to others because they've been through it.
Good point.
Right. We got a comment.
Yeah.
Yes, we got a comment from Joanne.
Yeah,
Joanne. A while ago. Thanks, Christine. It's 5 p.m. in the UK, so I'm watching while sorting the kids out. And then right after Susan explained what she had a while ago, she said Susan and then heart. And then I completely identify with that, Christine, a while ago that you were talking about it.
Great. Thank you. Okay, and okay, I see somebody in the chat, but that's Susan. Okay, so we know you're frozen, Susan, but only your picture is frozen. So can you, Leah, would you grab some of the files that we were going to look at today? First, start with the gratitude journal. So just show that. And I wanted to say that Leah has already put that in the Facebook group. I believe it's under guide 9. Is it under guide 9? The journal? You're frozen. I mean, you're muted, Leah.
Yes, it's in my guide 9.
Yeah.
I already posted.
Yeah. So just put an image up so we can show people, because this is going to be on YouTube too. So if anybody sees this, they might be interested in getting in touch with us to get a copy of some of these things.
I will share screen now.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a fairly simple gratitude journal. And I can't move it because you're in control. So you're the scroller. That's an older picture of me. I did this a couple of years ago. Scroll down. Yeah, I did this in 2018. Okay, and this is some of the talk about what gratitude can do for us. And I suppose that's important for us to look at today. So the act of being grateful and giving can transform the way we experience life, health, relationships, abundance, obstacles, conflict in the world around you. Appreciating life through all its physical manifestations is a way of staying in touch with spirit. There are many scientifically proven benefits of gratitude. It improves your physical health. It enhances your mental health and clarity. It reduces your risk of depression because you can't be sad and grateful at the same time. I mean, you can have a disease called depression and have episodes of gratitude, but if you are practicing gratitude on a regular basis, it's hard to maintain that feeling of depression. It improves self-esteem and confidence. It boosts the quality of sleep, increases your sense of empathy, and I would say, and compassion, strengthens your relationships and more. So expressing gratitude as a daily practice is an important way for us to stay connected with that higher energy of for one thing, it's of appreciating abundance, because when we're grateful, we're not grateful for what we lack. We're grateful for what we have. So we're grateful, even though we're in pain and tired, we're grateful for our health because there's a lot of things we don't have. And we're still here to experience life. And while we mightn't have wealth, we're grateful for the abundance that we do have that allows us to live the life that we're living. So, because we are having these experiences. So there's lots to be grateful for. And so this journal is just an opportunity to write that down. And it's just an exercise that is really good for us. So this is just a gift to help practice that exercise. And it's kind of pretty. Okay, let's scroll up there. Okay, and just scroll through it so they have an idea, and feel free to write on the flowers. This is a journal for you. There's nothing that you can write on that is not for that very purpose. That's a good one. What's the most enjoyable thing that happened to you today? And even on a really crappy day, there can be some things that are enjoyable. We were talking before about me being sick the other day. So the night that I was sick, I was really grateful that, Leah was awake in the middle of my night. And I was texting her back and forth. And it was just really nice to have somebody present who was witnessing the fact that I wasn't feeling particularly well and was showing sympathy. So even in the midst of a very unenjoyable time, you can be grateful for something that kind of supports you in that. So one more scroll.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, you were my silver lining, Leah. And then Susan was my, yesterday was a silver lining. I was nervous that, okay, am I going to be able to do this, with my stomach doing what it was doing? But we found a way to do it, and it was wonderful.
Yes.
Yesterday was one of the most fun days I've had doing these Zoom lives. So that's great. And just scroll through. So this is available for download on the Facebook group. Is that right, Leah? And you can also just type in it. So you don't have to type it and print it. It's fillable. So you can fill the journal and then print it if you want.
So this is a free gift for anyone who just joins the Facebook group.
This is part of this is part of this week. So
wow.
So this is a gift from this week.
I am very grateful. I mean, not to, that probably sounds a little hokey, but that is an awesome gift, because some of these questions, I do a gratitude practice, but I never thought about looking out my window and seeing what I feel thankful for. And there's a lot out there that
exactly.
I see some ducks.
And it's the reason some of these, questions where you're not appreciating like the very best in life is because, I recognize that, when you're in chronic pain and fatigue, then, there's a lot that's not going right. So there needs to be a way to look for what is. Oh, that's funny. Louise Hay got off center. I wonder how we did that. No problem.
Oh, I thought it looked intentional. I thought it was pretty.
Oh, of course it was intentional. I just forgot that was my intention. Thank you. And this journal is 40 pages. So if you want to print it, that's just fine. The other one that I did, and I have no idea why, it's 140 pages long. So that's way too long, but the 140 page one, we'll make that one fillable too, Leah, and offer that at another time. Because fillable, it's okay if it's 140 pages.
That makes me think it can be broken up into a series. So many people who write fiction do series now. Yes. So you could have a series of gratitude books.
I wonder where we could find a proofreader and editor to do that. I wonder where. Yeah, because if it's all done, that's a very good idea to just break it into parts. Isn't that great, Doris Day's comment? Gratitude.
Can you go back? Yeah, it was too fast.
Riches, complaint is poverty. Isn't that great?
That's so awesome, because my mom introduced me to Doris Day. I mean, I think she's been gone a number of years, but I enjoyed some of her. There was the Doris Day show for anyone I'm 57 or older, but I think I was seeing it. No, it was in the 70s, I believe. And some of her movies and musicals just brought me a lot of joy. And I always think of my mom when I think of Doris Day, because I never would have watched them if she hadn't put them on.
Yeah, my mom was a fan of Doris Day too, so I kind of grew up with her a little bit. Oh,
I have another one. My mother's name is actually Doris Ann Carrick Burton. Yeah. Doris is her first name.
We got comment from Joanne. The journal is beautiful. And she said also, Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane?
Yeah.
Oh, Joanne, I love Calamity Jane. She was like, just the whole movie. It was just, and then when she tries to, for those of you who haven't seen it, when she tries to dress up and be more ladylike, and because she's interested in a man, and her friend helps her, and then she falls in a mud puddle or something on her way to meet him, and she comes in her beautiful dress, stamping her feet, and she's back to being her old rough and tough self.
It's funny. I don't remember that particular movie, but that might be worth looking for.
Yes. I agree with this one. Gratitude is riches, complaint is poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty. It's
And
just how you focus.
and complaining is so easy to do. But
Yes.
once you start the habit, gratitude is also easy to do. And when we're grateful, we're offsetting the complaints.
Yes.
And when so if we can correct that balance, we're going to start having better lives.
Yes, I agree with that. Because when you're complaining, you're just focusing on that on that
On the
one problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're in the gratitude mode and being grateful that like that, you're moving forward to what's come next that will be coming for you. Not on the when you're complaining, it's you're stuck in there.
Yeah.
So that's what for me that's what I am are experiencing. So that's pretty nice. And then
that must have been intentional because this one is crooked the other way. And that's the end. Yeah. So that gift is available to you. And there's a couple other documents on the gratitude practice that we'd like to share. And Leah, do you want to show me the file and we'll decide which one to do first? Maybe to do the abundance declaration.
Okay. The abundance declaration is in, I think it's in the
I think maybe we have a recording where I read that as well as the printed one. Do we possibly maybe? If not, I'll just read it.
Yes, we don't have it.
Okay, no problem. Just find it and I actually have a paper one that I can read.
Oh, the recordings, that one they're talking. Oh, wait now. Oh no, stop share. All right, I will share it to you. So that's one.
I need to adjust my curtains because the sun is suddenly in my eyes. It was very gray and the sun is breaking out. So that's not a complaint.
So this one.
It wasn't that one. It was maybe we don't have a recording of the abundance doc, but the abundance prayer we can do that too. You can play that and there's do the one with the video and you can do the full one.
Okay.
Pictures by Christine.
Yes.
Pictures by Christine in Hawaii.
Our share sound. All right.
This is my abundance prayer. In this prayer, I use the word God. You can, if you decide to re-record this, you can use the word source, universe, any name that works for you. I have just chosen to simplify it in my version of the prayer with the word God. So from the light of God that I am, from the love of God that I am, from the power of God that I am, from the heart of God that I am, I know and deeply appreciate my life. I know my place. I know who I am. I remember and I declare. I dwell in the midst of infinite possibility. That is my place. The abundance of God and the universe is my infinite source. It is my birthright. I am in the universe is in me. we co-create my version of reality. The source of life never stops flowing. It flows through me into lavish expression as long as I allow it. Good comes to me through unexpected avenues because God works in a myriad of ways to bless me. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to happen. All is possible and all is available to me. I now open my body, emotions, mind, and spirit to accept and receive my good. I connect with my core being, my higher self, my guides, and my source. I am aligned. Blessings come in expected and unexpected ways, with both happy experiences to enjoy and difficult experiences from which to learn, grow, and mature my soul. I release all fear-based attempts at controlling life. I unwind and release any negative emotions back to the owner or universe with compassion and grace. I relax. I am no longer burdened with thoughts of the past or the future. One is gone and its wounds are healing. The other is yet to come, and it will be perfect for my soul journey. While consciously connected to God or my source, nothing is impossible. Conscious creation happens as long as I remain conscious to co-create. By the power of my belief, coupled with my purposeful, fearless actions and my deep rapport with my higher self, guides, and gods, my now is created and abundance made manifest over and over. It is perfection for my soul's journey. I now explore and play in the quantum, the energy of pure potentiality. I ask and accept that I am lifted in this and every moment into higher truth and higher vibration. My mind is quiet and calm. My frequency is love and gratitude. I am of service to those who need the help and service I offer. The people I can best serve are attracted to me and I to them. I give freely and fearlessly into life, and life comes back to me with magnificent increase. I am grateful. I allow all of the flow. I welcome it. I know my place in the flow. I am part of the flow. The flow is part of me. I envision a purposeful life filled with abundance, including health, peace, harmony, laughter, love, and joy. I have financial abundance. I have health abundance. I have abundance of love. I intend this joyful flow of abundance. I play with it and co-create it. I wish the same for all. We are one. It is ours. And so it is. Amen. And this prayer, I think, are you putting that in the guide? I can't hear you, Leah.
Sure, I will put it in the guide.
Great. Okay.
All right.
Nice job with the video and those images.
Yeah.
So this abundance declaration, it isn't important whether every word that you state is true for you in the present. What we're doing is we're appreciating the level of abundance that we have right now. And while, for example, in money, it may not be high abundance, we're still grateful for what we do have because we're getting by. We're all eating, we're all sheltered, so there is some abundance in our life to be grateful for. So don't get hung up on any of these things that are maybe not. What we're trying to do in this exercise is get the feeling of gratitude, and get the feeling of gratitude every single day. It's not a once a day, once a year practice. It's a once a day practice. And I think since Susan suggested a series of journals, we should make sure that this abundance declaration is in each one. Because there's a lot of statements, and the statements there could actually be individual thoughts for the page too. So thank you for that suggestion, Susan. So the other thing that we have is a gratitude practice, and I have no idea whether I recorded that or not. I don't remember.
All right, I will check.
And the gratitude practice is instead of, well, it's a practice of looking at what is in our life and determining kind of what level of abundance we've reached in it, and being grateful for the level and being open to receiving more. Not focusing on our lack, but being grateful for what we have and acknowledging that and feeling the joy of having it. So that's what the practice is all about, to actually feel thankful. And if there's only one thing in your life that you're feeling thankful for right now, then be thankful for that and be thankful for it every day. One way to have a gratitude practice is to write what you're thankful for each day. And a lot of people do this as a practice first thing in the morning and or last thing in the evening before going to sleep. And a gratitude journal is a good place to put that. And I'm assuming, yeah, go ahead.
Personal gratitude practices.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Okay, I will play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, is this an audio too?
Yes, an audio.
Great, play it. Go for it. And there's also a text for this one. This is a personal. What'd you do? It's not playing, Leah.
Curiously, I heard it for a moment saying this is a personal,
Yeah,
and then it cut out.
stopped.
And I saw that
stopped?
Leah restarted it, but now it stopped again. It's on 9 seconds, but I didn't even hear those 9 seconds.
Okay. Share sound.
This is a personal gratitude practice example. And this is something that you can use while journaling, or it's something that you can create. Just make a list of all of the things that you're thankful for and use them to recite. And what you could do in this case, if you decide to make yourself a list of things that you're grateful for, you can use the abundance prayer in the morning and use the personal gratitude practice in the evening. Okay, and again, you can make it an ongoing list that you do, or you can just create the list once and read it every evening. So my own personal one, I am thankful for the blessings in my life and in the lives of those special to me. I am thankful for my life, my health. Yes, my body has issues, but it still keeps me on life's journey, and it is getting healthier and healthier. My new levels of awareness, the interconnectedness of all things, and my finally noticing that. The unity in the universe, and my noticing that. The divinity within me and at my source and in all others, and my finally noticing that. The abundance flowing in my life, which only stops because I forget and stop allowing it. My family and friends. The internet and all it makes available to me: learning, friends, opportunities, new ideas, a way for me to share what I have learned and help women like me. My having manifested as an INTJ in the Myers-Briggs scale for many years and the safety it gave me. Thinking kept me safe from feeling when feeling was unsafe and when I wasn't yet ready for it. And then I have a couple about my marriages. The next is having realized my dream, living and working in Hawaii, and then managing to stay an additional 18 years after my work visa expired. It was my manifestation miracle and my major accomplishment to life. Having crashed in a safe, beautiful place with support of friends, doctors, various healing modalities, and healers. Having suddenly transformed back into the person I was, but hadn't felt safe to be, an INFJ in the Myers-Briggs scale. And that's an introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judgmental person, a highly sensitive person, and an empath. And it was grateful to learn those qualities about myself. Having finally discovered and explored metaphysics and spirituality after having been a seeker for decades. Having dared to just be, to heal and to come to truth, even when it meant no income and no medical insurance for full 2 years, and then just a disability pension for nearly 20 years. The risk of having to daring to just be was so rewarded. It wasn't conscious on my part, getting sick, but it was certainly a life lesson, and I am grateful for that life lesson. I'm grateful for all the teachers who appeared when this student was ready, and for the patience of those who appeared before I was ready. I'm grateful for having come out of another crash after losing my life in Hawaii and then my mother in close succession. I am thankful that I grieved both deeply and fully. For the Me Too movement, which triggered me deeply while I was still grieving, and which also triggered my newest teacher to reach out to us Me Too women to offer healing work free for 21 days. She helped me get unstuck and to start feeling the flow again. For having finally come to some truth about who I truly am, a piece of divinity whose power was taken away while very young, and then over and over, and how I survived it by dissociation and illness, and finally learned how to reclaim my power. For knowing, at last, how deeply and fundamentally broken I was, and how it had set me up for... We're stuck. Leia, we're stuck.
It's stopped.
Yeah, it just froze.
I think my connection is. I will refresh.
You each help or while very young, and finally learned how to reclaim my power. For knowing, at last, how deeply and fundamentally broken I was, and how it had set me up for failures on all levels. The only exception to failure was in studying and school-like endeavors where I excelled in an attempt to be good and worthy when I was a child, and I continued the practice as an adult. Learning and knowing how to deal with issues that still arise to be healed as they are triggered. Thank you to and for everyone who did and does trigger me. You each help or helped my soul to heal and mature. Now, as a retired senior, finally being ready to reinvent myself into a strong, powerful woman who has lots of value to share with the world, and especially with struggling Me Too women and women with fibromyalgia and other invisible pain and fatigue conditions. for discovering my purpose of coaching, writing, and teaching, to share wisdom and to create and offer healing products to help other women damaged by life to become whole so we can all enjoy life and all contribute to the light and love and consciousness in the world. I look forward with deep gratitude to meeting the clients for whom I am a perfect match and the women with whom it might become perfect to collaborate. I look forward to living a life of purpose again, to being productive and creating value. I love life, and I am so grateful for it. Amen. And I just wanted to make a point about the two paper documents. They're the Abundance Declaration and the Gratitude Practice are both there as physical Word documents, and they're completely editable. So you can, add, remove, delete, substitute, but just use it for inspiration. So these can be personalized 100% for you as well. Okay, and so that's what we had for gratitude today. So I'm grateful for each of you who are here, who support this group, who support me in doing the work in this group. Because if I didn't have group members, if I didn't have people who were coming forward and learning from this stuff, I would be wasting my time. So I am really glad that you are here, and I hope that you are benefiting from it and continue to benefit for it for quite some time.
We got comment from Diane Pusilio. She said, "Happy Thanksgiving and
happy Thanksgiving, Diane."
That's it. Moving forward. Yes.
Okay, and Susan, are you still here? I can't tell.
I am. I'm definitely staying off camera. I'm assuming
That's fine.
I'm in an apartment, so I am grateful that I still have internet connection. And I'm assuming there's a lot of strain on the internet system because of the holiday. A lot of people are communicating with family, because this has happened other weeks too that are special in some way, or other days. So I'm grateful that I was able to be here today, because focusing on my healing is something I have the luxury of doing today. There have been Thanksgivings where I've been surrounded by extended family, and I love them, but a whole lot of voices in one room at one time is stressful for my nervous system. It always has been. So I prefer small, intimate gatherings, and this has been one. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I suspect that people who are sensitive to these things are also apt to develop chronic pain and fatigue. And I don't mean necessarily that you have to be a highly sensitive person in ISP or any of these particular terms, but we are more sensitive. Our nervous systems are, more just ready to go into fight, flight, and freeze. So our nervous systems aren't exactly relaxed, and we need to do everything that we can to relax them. And sometimes Thanksgiving dinner with extended family is not the answer to a stress-free day for Thanksgiving. But,
if people have sadness or depression, anxiety or anger, I feel the vibe.
Exactly.
And so if there are multiple vibes in the room, it's hard for me.
Because you suck it up. I do too. I feel it all, and so it can be difficult. Now,
I agree with that.
I'm sorry.
I agree with that. A small and intimate group, because if you have a lot of people around you, and the vibe that they're giving you, it's just overwhelming for me. When we have a gathering and there's a lot of people, and most are relatives, and then you don't even know personally that they're there. They're just there because friend of your cousin or your mom, and just like that. And that kind of vibe, I used to sit in away from them.
Mhm.
I don't know because that's what I am used to do because I just feel like the vibe is not right
Yeah.
overwhelming to me. So I agree with Susan that a more small and intimate gathering is fine because when you're in a small group, you can even talk just like
Yeah.
this. So you talk with each other.
Yeah.
But you're in a big group. Just I don't know, but there's so much in there. So that's one. So we have comment from Joanne. I pick up on others' emotions too, like a sponge.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So in this group today, my theory that we with fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, we are very sensitive and we just pick up on others' stuff. And there are ways to not stop that, but to protect ourselves from it a little. So maybe since that's something that's common to all of us, we could do just a little exercise to get around that. And it's quite simple energy exercise. We actually enclose ourselves with a bubble. So just imagine a bubble of pink light, and it is totally surrounding your body. I mean, your body, your energy body extends beyond your body, probably by 2 to 3 feet in all directions. So that's already out there. So we're going to put this pink bubble around that, called an aura, around that energy body, and just zip it up. So we're not leaking our energy out. And there are some people who are energy vampires who will try to drain our energy, especially if somebody is high energy and it looks like energy, like, oh, I want some of that. It actually happens that people can drain our energy. So if you put this little pink bubble around yourself, it too is energetic, and it can help to protect the energy that's inside. And it can also help us the other way by making a barrier between us and other energies. So it can make us less sensitive to the other energies in the room. And yeah, that's something I need. And I have an extra little protection that I use, and that's Pono. Because whenever I'm out anywhere, when I'm in public, I have Pono with me. And Pono takes the attention away from me. It's, oh, what a cute dog. It's not about me. It's never about me. People say, oh, you're so beautiful. And I know they're talking to the dog.
That is so interesting because I'm a cat person. I have my soulmate cat lives with me now. My partner told me I had to bring her home when we were volunteering at the Humane Society, even though we already had 3 at home and we didn't need the extra expense. But when people come to visit, she comes out, or maintenance comes to do work in the apartment. She comes out and greets them and spends time with them. And because especially like maintenance, I feel like I need to be prepared, and I'm like trying to declutter so that so they don't think I'm too messy. And so I stress over something silly like that, but she's just like, oh, come pet me. Come pet me. Our other cat goes to hide, but she's like, you're here to pet me. I know you are. But she doesn't go out on a halter or a leash, which is too bad. Some cats can tolerate that, but not many.
Well, I'm lucky. Because Pono goes everywhere with me. He always has. It's great. I mean, it is literally something that separates me from other people, and it separates and connects because people are attracted to him, but the people who are attracted to him are people who love animals. So I'm not bringing to me people who are unlike me. So that's kind of nice that Pono is something in common. I suppose it's like having a cute kid that you take out with you. This cute kid, is it's not really a barrier and it's not a protection, but it is something to divert attention from you so that our energy can be protected without affecting the child or without affecting the dog or cat in your case. Yeah. So the bubble is the official technique for protecting your energy. But yeah, our animals definitely help too. And another thing that, since we're talking about energy for the moment, and this is another small gift that we can give today. I don't know if you've ever heard about a ball of light, an energy ball of light. There's a lot of ways that we can use an energy ball of light. We can use it for pain. We can use it for healing pain, not for getting pain, but you can use it to relieve anxiety, to relieve any kind of tension. And you start with your hands together, just ever so slightly apart. I know you're doing this, Susan. I trust you. And Joanne. Okay, and just gradually pull your hands apart. And you feel that you feel what's in between your hands. It's warmer. And you can pull your hands out further and grow it. And you can move your hands around and kind of shape this thing. And just focus on the energy in your fingers and hand and how you feel the energy moving between the two hands. It's just energy. And it's golden energy. This is a golden ball of light. And you can make this as big or as small as you like. And it's too bad I hadn't thought of that the other night when I was so sick, because I could have put an energy ball in my tummy. But we tend not to think about these things when we really need them. But the ball of light, it's pure light energy. It's all good. And we can pour it down on ourselves, bring it through us, guide the ball through us, down through the center of our being, and out through the root, and catch it before it falls. Just move it around. And you can give this light to somebody else. If your friend has a headache, if your partner has something wrong, you can take this energy and you can put it in them. So you put this energy wherever you want it. It's all good. It's great energy. And it's yours to do with whatever you want, whenever you want it. It's always available. As long as you have your two hands, you can create this ball of light and give it away. Susan has clearly never heard of the energy ball of light before. Because I see you using it and building it up very largely. So I know that you are very used to using that. But Leah, it was new for you, wasn't it? Yeah. Did you like it?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. I feel like it's a
Yeah, you can
literally
really
ball.
feel it. It was there, wasn't it? It's there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's as
my
real
first
as we
time. And then when I put it in my head, I feel like I'm putting in a crown on myself.
Well, that would be nice with the golden light, sort of an aura. You could put it right behind you. It's like golden
Yes.
aura. Lovely. Halo.
Yes.
I needed it in my
Your
throat
throat
area.
yesterday, didn't you? Yeah.
And my torso and my heart. Some days I need it more for my pelvis, hips, legs, but it was very much this area today. So that was nice.
Straight in my heart, not my heart, my gut. Yeah.
I notice I feel the energy more warmly and more vibrating after doing some yoga with a teacher who teaches from a spiritual perspective and an energy perspective, not exercise like some fitness centers have turned yoga into. Or if someone's led a meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, those practices. I've dabbled. Well, yoga, I did a whole year program. Well, I guess it was 10 months, but the others I've dabbled in, but those practices I'll really
Very
feel it.
valuable. Yeah. I've done Tai Chi a few times and Qigong for a while. And that work is just so powerful. You know, when you go through those movements, I mean, you are moving energy. It's there. And you feel the resistance. It's wonderful work. So.
I just thought of another thing I'm grateful to for. It's been a mom day for me. It's probably that meditation you did earlier in the week, mentioning the mother in the lighthouse. My mother made me feel like I deserved things. When she worked part-time before she got really sick, and I was little, she would work part-time at a department store after my dad got home from work. And she spent a lot of money on buy. Now it was a thing. I mean, it's sad to me that she was thing oriented, but it was to buy me nice clothes for school. And so she later in life, when she had a little bit of money herself from Social Security, she started buying herself things. But I buy myself experiences like yoga.
Yes.
You know, a yoga course, it was well over $1,000, where I worked one-on-one with a teacher every weekend, or not one-on-one, we were a small group every weekend. Anyway, so I'm grateful to my mom for showing me that even if money was tight, I deserve certain things, and I use it to buy myself spiritual and healing experiences and educational experiences.
Yes, you and I are kind of education junkies. Life learners. It's a very good addiction to have, to just want to keep growing and learning. So
part of the self-care.
It is
your self-care routine. Your self-care routine. It's just, you know,
and you are very much into that now too, because you're wanting to develop your business and you're growing in that by leaps and bounds, and that's really wonderful. I mean, Leah is, you know, you say, do you know how to? And it's what, you know that she's spending the next couple hours with Google and Facebook and finding out everything she can about it. And she's very active at learning too. So that's going to be, that will bode well for you, Leah.
Yes, because I learned from these two people around me. You and Susan contribute a lot. And you know, when you're learning, it doesn't expire. It's just a storage in your mind. It's a big memory in your mind, that when you learn, oh, I learned about this, or I learned about this. When you read and when you hear someone talk about it, you can share what you've experienced. So that's one.
And the good thing about learning is that we always seem to have room for more. We just keep adding it in.
Yes, learning and self-care is not a selfish thing to do. It's a good investment to ourselves.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Future coach. Do you hear it? You hear the future coach? Yeah, she heard the future coach too.
Yes, and I'm claiming it now.
Well, that's good. You claim it now.
Yes. Oh, we got Phyllis comment. What you're creating in the ball of energy is a plasma field of energy, the fourth state of energy, he said.
Thank you, Philip. Yes, I remember. I probably learned to create that ball of energy. Maybe not first from you, but yeah, it was way back then. I probably learned it first in Qigong, which I started when I first moved to Hawaii, so 92. So that was a little before we met. But yeah, that ball of light. So you said it's plasma light? I can't see the chat. Read again what he said.
Yes, he said the ball of energy is a plasma field of energy.
Plasma field. Okay, yes.
And Joanne said, I have to go. Thank you for tonight. Heart.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you, everybody. This was fun. And happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Philip. I bet you're cooking something wonderful. Philip's a great cook. His family has had as a restaurant business for many years. Yes. Yeah. Duck. Really good duck.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving and goodbye. Thank you. Thanks,
Bye.
Susan.
Thanks, Susan.
Thanks,
Bye.
Leah. Thanks for coming, Philip. Bye-bye.
Thank you.